just got back from Hal's book tour across the United States. We started at the Book Expo of America, a huge book trade show featuring such huge talents as Clifford the Dog, SpongeBob SquarePants, and, of course, Hal Lindsvecki.
Come here.
Let's see what you've got over here.
Tell me a secret and you will get a free copy of the Peep Diaries. I'm gonna sign books, and to get a book they have to tell me a secret, and then I'm gonna Twitter their secret. What do you got for us?
My dog hates my husband.
I dated two guys at the same time. They're best friends. They don't know.
After Hal managed to solicit as many secrets as he could, we headed off to perhaps what was the weirdest radio interview I've ever been to.
Joey Reynolds on the Reynolds Show. Joey Reynolds on the radio. Joey Reynolds. Joey Reynolds. Joey Reynolds Show. Oh.
If you haven't already guessed, it was the Joey Reynolds Show.
Joey Reynolds. Joey Reynolds Show.
But it seems that Joey Reynolds was more interested in his other guests, authors of the audiobook The Goddess Prophecies, an epic fantasy series discovering the goddess within.
How does one know if mortal love truly survives? Niviana, Lady of the Lake.
Fighting exhaustion, Lelikin pushed on through the deep woodland that surrounded the Enchanted Isle.
Please welcome this evening, Hal Lindsvecki.
Hal was back on more comfortable ground at McNally Jackson.
So the story of the Peep Diaries begins about 4 years ago, when my wife decides that we're going to have a child. And my social life quickly became something that looks a lot like this. I had no one to hang out with, but I had 600 friends on Facebook, so I started to theorize that in a large part we're using these social networks, among other things, to kind of watch each other and get entertainment from watching other people's lives. So instead of necessarily doing what we think we're doing, which is like connecting and making friends and linking in, we're actually just entertaining ourselves. We're flipping through our lives. We're flipping through other people's lives the way we used to kind of flip through a sitcom. What happens when we actually put ourselves in, when we become entertainment?
All right, so you just came from Chicago. Tell me about it.
Came from Chicago. Chicago was kind of a bust. Nobody came to my reading. It happens, it's life. Now we're heading down to Book Soup in Los Angeles, where I'm hoping to have better luck.
So when you're sitting there and like nobody's come, how does it make you feel?
I don't want to talk about it.
Come on, Hal, you have to talk about it.
I'm heading to the next event. I'm trying to put that behind me. It's just, whatever. It's like, just makes you just feel like a failure. Nobody cares about your work, and that sucks.
Okay, so tonight, what are you thinking? What are you hoping?
Well, I'm hoping to get more than 2 people. The book that I'm here to talk about is The Peep Diaries, How We're Learning to Love Watching Ourselves and Our Neighbors. This book really started about 4 years ago when I had a child. It was a immense traumatic experience for me.
Hal was very professional about the whole thing, I must say, and put on a brave face, and we headed off to San Francisco. And there, it was an amazing crowd. The only problem was a bit of a technical hiccup. As usual, turning it off, then on again, seemed to do the trick, and we were back up and running.
So, the story of this book begins 4 years ago when I became a father.
And it was a really, really good reading. And I'm going to end here with Hal's final words.
Okay. And so, I think I've finally come to one thing I know for sure. The one thing writing this book has made me absolutely convinced of. If there's one thing I now know, it's the value of not knowing. We're busy frantically trying to know everything and anything, no matter how garish invasive or better left alone it may be. We're frantic about filling the void, but the void is a vacuum. It sucks everything into it. It's never full. It's never satisfied. Peep is bad when it exists to feed the all-knowing void. Peep is good when it feeds that which is uniquely human, our capacity to care without needing to know why.